What's up everyone and welcome to today's video. Just 2 more days and the Arena Day Open starts. For those of you unaware, I won the Day 1 and Day 2 event last season with a 7-win finish, and I'm hoping to do decently this season as well, but I am only entering once, so maybe I won't get that far even in Day 1. We'll see. However, I hope many of you do get as far as possible, so let's do some quick preparation to get everyone tuned and ready for the new event. I have a few points I want to go through and that may be a huge help to everybody out there, but before we get into the video, I'm currently rushing towards a 1000 subscriber goal, so if you haven't already, would you be as kind as hitting that subscribe button to support me? It would be a huge help. I post daily MTG content and plan to keep doing so for the foreseeable future, and as a multi-mythic player I can also give advice concerning decks and such over on my Discord. The link is down in the description. If you want a more premium experience and you want me to help you more, I also do some in-depth coaching or deck help if needed. You can always check out my Patreon where I have a few plans available for you to pick from. Either way, let's just get into the pointers I want to cover today. Be realistic, that's all I can say. Even if you're the best player in the world, you are gonna have mana issues, bad top decks and bad matchups. Last season I pulled off a 7x victory and I can say that, like, yeah, skill is involved and having a good deck is important, but a huge portion, especially in Day 1 when it's best of 1, is that you just need to get very lucky. So when you put money into this and you actually buy a pass to be able to participate in this event, you need to keep in mind that most likely you're just going to get like 4 wins max and that's it, and getting to 7 wins requires quite a bit of luck. And yeah, you just need to know about this, you need to accept this, and if you accept it and still want to go into it and you don't make it to 7 wins, doesn't mean you're a bad player, it just means that the odds are stacked against you in this particular kind of event. But it does help with pointer number 2, is that you need to know what to expect. Most players are going to net deck. This is both a blessing and a curse because net decking allows both bad and good players to have access to fully tuned decks without putting in the legwork of brewing one themselves. However, because of the way that Magic Arena is set up, especially during the Arena Open event, is that you get paired with people of various ranks, so whether you are a top 100 mythic player or you are a player that's messing around in the low silver ranks, you can meet people of pretty much any skill level, which can work in your favor or it could work against you. I'm not saying that mythic players are necessarily better players than low rank players in silver, of course, because there are a lot of you out there that have been playing Magic for many years and that are extremely skilled at the game but don't have the time to grind to mythic. So this kind of event is kind of useful for players like you, that you can be matched against anyone without needing a high ranking. However, when I played last month, and especially in Day 1, I got paired with some players with questionable decks, or simply they kept making misplays because they didn't know the metagame well, they didn't know what to expect, that kind of stuff. So you need to keep that in mind. However, let's get back to the topic. So knowing what to expect, since you know that the majority of players are going to net deck, then you can bet on it that you are going to see a bunch of the top decks available right now. So hop over to something like AetaHub, look at the top 5, 6, 7 lists there that are played right now that have high win chances, because those decks are likely the ones that you will be facing in this event. It's very rare to face something off meta or some homebrew deck, so just focus your attention on that, and when you are busy mulliganing, you need to keep in mind that you're likely facing an opponent that has one of those decks, so make sure you have a good hand that works decently. That leads us to point number 3, the deck. The best way to win these type of events, to kind of skew the win rates into your favor, is to play something off meta that can really beat these top meta decks well. Last season I did this using Winota against all the Jeskai control decks, which was at that time a very low tier deck. But because I expected a lot of them, it was able to perform very decently, and I managed to top both the Arena Day Open 1 and 2 with that particular deck. For this season's Arena Open, I'm expecting a lot of creature-heavy decks such as Goblins, Elves, Mono Red, Mono White Life Gain, and that kind of stuff. So if you do plan to brew an off-meta deck, you should probably focus on countering those decks specifically to increase your win chances overall. There are some control decks out there in the meta right now, and a off-meta deck that beats creature decks is likely going to lose to those, but I'm not sure. So you could go with a high risk, high reward game style and just play a complete counter deck against these creature decks and do very well, but you could get unlucky and get paired against people that completely destroy your deck and you can't do anything. So it's up to you, but it is a possibility how you can skew the odds in your favor. The past 2 weeks I have listed a lot of historic meta decks, however you should check this out if you I'm not sure what type of deck to play. I have them all listed on my channel, and you can find the deck list in the description right there. However, from the decks that I did play, especially for the Arena Open Day 1, the decks that I think will do very well in a best of 1 setting are either the Mono Red Goblins, Mono White Life Gain, or the Mono Green Elves deck. I think all 3 of those decks are very good decks in Historic right now, and I think all 3 of those will perform very decently in the Arena Day Open Day 1 event. So, because these decks put so much early pressure on the board that it's hard to go wrong if you want to spin the wheel and try and find opponents that are unable to answer these decks quickly. However, if you do end up fighting against other creature-heavy decks, it kind of skews your win rate to around 50%, which again means you need to get lucky and outdraw your opponent. It's just the way it is. It's like this in Arena Day Open, but it's also like this when you're grinding to Mythic. Like, there's been so many times when I am stuck in Diamond and go all the way to Tier 1 Diamond and then just keep losing over and over and over again because the people I face are just outdraw me, or I draw bad lands, or you know how it goes. It's a game of chance, and there's not much to do about that. However, if you do go with one of these 3 decks that I just mentioned, I think you have a very decent win rate of making it to Day 2 at least. However, if you do get to Day 2, the things will change a little bit. I think Mono White Life Gain and Mono Green Elves will not do well on Day 2. Personally, I think Mono Red Goblins, Band Ramp, or Mono Blue are likely the decks that are going to be able to deal with the metagame best in Historic on Day 2. I haven't really covered Band Ramp in Historic on my channel. Did I? I did do a field deck. Maybe I did, maybe I'm wrong. I need to check my videos. I've been putting out so many videos every single day that sometimes I forget what I have covered and what I have not. But if I haven't covered it, I will make sure to leave a deck list down in the comments for you to use. So on the Arena Day 2 event, you're best to go with Mono Red Goblins, Band Ramp, or Mono Blue, because these have very good best of 3 matchups. They are flexible and they can really win you games easily, and those are just the best decks in my opinion right now for best of 3. So go with one of those. And then lastly, well, not lastly, we go into point number 4, which I have touched on earlier as well, is that when you're playing this event, make sure to mulligan aggressively. Mulliganing down to 5 is fine if you end up with a good hand, because if you lose because you have a bad hand or you're not top decking anything useful, it feels even worse than having a 5 card hand, and at least you are able to try and do what your deck wants to do. It's better that way. Just mulligan aggressively. If you watch my footage of last season, you will see sometimes I mulligan all the way down to 4 cards, I believe, just to be able to get that perfect hand to win the game. And in many cases I did, so make sure to mulligan appropriately. I see many people that are stuck in lower ranks like Platinum and Diamond as well, and the main reason why they are stuck there is because they don't know how to mulligan. So yeah, you'll need to learn how to mulligan if you haven't, if you want to stand a chance, especially in the day 2 events. So mulligan properly is what I want to say. And number 5, it's not so much a point or advice, but well, it kind of is an advice. You need to have fun and stay calm. These kind of events are stacked against you so badly that even if you have a 60% win rate, you're likely not going to get past 4 wins. If you keep this in mind, you will be able to have fun much easier, in my opinion, by not making your expectations go too high, because if you get too stressed or put your expectations too high, you're likely to make bad plays. Staying calm, on the other hand, helps to keep your mind clear. It helps you to make the right choices, which in turn increases your chances. You also need to remember that because the Day 2 event has such a big money prize at stake, that a lot of your opponents are gonna be super nervous because they want to get that money prize right, and the entry fee for this event is not particularly cheap, so they know what's at stake and they are going to be nervous. And if you can take advantage by being the emotionally grounded player of the two of you, you have an edge over them because you are not going to be playing as impulsively. You will be thinking through your plays and you will be making the right plays when they might be making misplays. So stay calm, have fun, and it increases your chances as well. Because if you have a bad hand and there's nothing you can do by stressing about it, stressing is not gonna make it any better for yourself. Either way, I hope all of these little tips are helpful to you. I know a lot of this stuff is kind of straightforward, but yeah, it's good to hear these kind of things, right? And especially with a 2K cash prize in the event, it's a lot of money. I do want to help everybody keep in mind, like last season when I won the $2,000 cash prize, because I live in Europe, I was as unfortunate that when they put the money on the e-wallet for me, they took $600 as a tax. So even if you win the $2,000 cash, this doesn't mean you get $2,000 because 600 will be taken by the IRS. I did read somewhere that there's a chance that at the end of the year I will get some of this money back, so I don't know how it's like for people that are living in the US right now, but do keep in mind that you don't get $2,000, you only get a fraction of that prize money because a lot of it will go into tax. I didn't know that. I thought I would have to simply pay tax in my home country, but apparently that wasn't the case, so I hope I inform somebody and warn you. If maybe for some of you it may not be worth joining this event, knowing that you will only get $1,400 instead of 2,000. So keep that in mind. A lot of things I talked about today apply not just to Magic. I think I'm a strong believer that if you are just realistic and you observe things well and you know what to expect in life, you can realize a lot of dreams that otherwise you would consider impossible. So, because of this, I kind of wish that every one of you can have a very good and prosperous life and do very well in this event as well. And if you would like to help me by subscribing to the channel, like I said in the beginning of the video, it would be a huge help to me as well. Either way, that's all from me for today. Tomorrow I will likely be uploading a video with maybe one more historic deck before the Arena Day Open starts. likely going to be the one deck that I think will do well. Maybe an off-meta deck, like I mentioned in this video, that will do good against the current meta game. Yeah, I think it's a good thing to put an off-meta deck, because some of you might want to go that sneaky route, you know, like the sneaky off-meta route where everybody's playing goblins and you're like, haha, no, all your goblins die, all your goblins are exiled, that kind of thing. That said, I had fun with this particular video today. I hope you did too. Come join me over on Discord so we can have a chat, so you can tell me what decks you will be playing, and let me know down below which deck you are planning playing personally. I would also love to hear your results, so if you've done well in the Arena Day Open, or if you haven't done well, let me know down below how you've done, because I'm curious to see how many people actually make it through, because so many people join the Arena Day Open, but it's hard to get any data from Wizards to know exactly how many people join, how many people actually make it through. So let me know down below how you did. Anyways, see you all tomorrow with the next video, and stay safe, have fun out there, and wear your mask. I see people out there, I see them every day, they are not wearing masks. If you go outside and you watch this channel, please wear a mask. I want everybody to stay safe right now. Take care.